Two big blowouts in the NBA playoffs last night. The Boston Celtics went on and put the Miami Heat out of their misery, 118-84. It
Not
wasn't
misery.
even a game,
No,
though. The
it
Boston
wasn't.
Celtics
Oh,
dominated the whole game from
oh.
start to finish.
Hmm.
Wow.
I think the commentator said that the um, Heat led 56 seconds, and that was in the first quarter. I was like, you know what? Do we really need to sit through this? Like, is it over yet? It was one of them games for me. I said, well, Miami Heat, you had a good run, but it's over. It was actually over by the end of the first quarter. It was just like, what's the point?
Yeah, right. I checked out. Now, I found it interesting that Jimmy Butler, Jaime Jaquez, and Terry Rozier. Well, first of all, we haven't seen Rozier all playoffs, but Jimmy and Jaquez were not even on the bench. What does that say about them on elimination night? Like, couldn't they have been there to support their team? I don't know if I like that.
You know, I don't know if Jimmy Butler traveled at all this series. I don't remember seeing him on the bench for any of the away games.
Hmm.
So if that is the case, if that is the case, and I am correct in that, then for him not to be in Boston doesn't surprise me because he hadn't been in any away games. But Jaime Jaquez just surprised me. I didn't even know he went out with a hip. So when I saw that, I'm like, oh, it's really a wrap. Now, why he didn't travel, I don't know. But it would have been nice knowing that it was going to be an elimination game. They both knew it was. Let's just be honest. They could have at least been
Yeah,
there to support the team.
exactly.
I didn't
Yeah,
like that.
well, yeah, Derek White had another stellar performance, dropped in 25 points. Derek White, it took him a while to get going in this series, but I think he's now found his mojo, and we
Yeah.
can we can just bet on seeing this style of play for him for the rest of the playoffs.
You know what? Whoever contends with the Boston Celtics next in the playoffs, I think it's going to be. Uh, oh, we don't know if it's going to be Magic or Cavaliers. At the end of the day, whoever's going to be up against them in round two, the semi-conference finals, they're going to have to contend with three people, the two Jays and Derek White, because Derek White, he's almost like they kind of reserve him for when the Jays don't have it together. Y'all ain't got it, Derek White. Your turn. Go on.
Hmm.
And with that being said, trying to defend for three people that can really go off at any moment, it's going to be difficult for any team that they're up against, even without Kristaps Porzingis. You know, but I'm quite
Yeah.
sure if he's rested, I can probably bet that Kristaps Porzingis may show up in maybe game three of round two, maybe.
Hmm.
You know, so
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know what the other team is going to do with them in the semi-conference finals. I just don't see it.
Right. Well, I know one thing. If I'm the Boston Celtics, I'm hoping for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, as a fan of the game, I'm looking for the Orlando Magic to make it to the next round because I want to see what that looks like against the Boston Celtics.
Yes, I agree. I do believe, and I'm with you. If your train of thought is this, if they if the Boston Celtics have to compete against the Cleveland Cavaliers in round two, we should be looking for a sweep. I'm just saying, right? I don't
Hmm.
know if the Cleveland Cavaliers will be able to match up against this Boston Celtics team with or without Kristaps Porzingis. But if I do want a dogfight, a more physical type game, then yes, I'm looking forward to the Orlando Magic in competition with the Boston Celtics in round two. That should be a lot more physical and maybe a little bit more interesting, in my opinion. As I'm speaking today, it may change once the series start, but right now that's what I'm thinking, right? So what?
Yes.
And if we're talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers, then if the Boston Celtics do not do a sweep or a gentleman's sweep at best, then what are we talking about? How y'all gonna think y'all gonna pass the Eastern? I mean, so when you think about the potential of the two teams that they may be up against, which may be the Sixers and or the Knicks. So and the Knicks, not and or the Knicks. So yeah, no,
All
I don't know.
right.
Hmm.
Okay. So Boston got the victory, a 34-point victory over the Miami Heat. But, and then I was like, okay, that game is over. Maybe the next game
Oh my
will be
God.
interesting. Oh my God. 30-point blowout. Dallas Mavericks hammered the Clippers 123-93. They now have a lead 3 games to 2 in this series. And that happened in Los Angeles. That wasn't supposed to happen.
I'm not surprised though. You know, I had Mavs in six. I don't care how they gonna get it. But again, blowout games. You know, I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna put it out there. These game fives on Wednesday night in round one, bust. Like, what was going on? Blowouts in both games? It was the longest basketball night of my life.
Wasn't it?
Oh my
Oh my
gosh. I was
God.
just like, you know what? Can I please, if I step out of this room one more time to do something else? That's how I was not interested in any of the games. That's just the blowouts was just I'm like, I'm not gonna sit through this and I got other stuff I can do. No, no,
You
no,
know?
no, no. People that got lives and responsibilities are not sitting just to be sitting. Trust me, they're doing something else. If I'm not scrolling, I'm not watching. So it's just like, what's the point?
Yeah, yeah. Now I was surprised that Luka Doncic, he had talked about his knee being swollen, having a little discomfort, and then he was a little under the weather. And I
Yeah.
think the Clippers were like, "Oh, we gonna take this one to the house." No,
No,
you're
no, you're
not. Luka
not.
Doncic still dominated the game, 35 points and 10 assists, got his
Mm-mm.
whole team involved. We
Yeah.
had a huge sighting from Derrick Jones Jr., Derek Lively the second. And what
Mhm.
I've noticed about the Dallas Mavericks as of late, there's more to them than just Kyrie and Luca. They actually have a
Absolutely.
squad. Yeah.
Absolutely. And that defense that those others put on, what? PJ Washington, what? And then Hardy came out there and did something. I said, see, they know
Yeah.
we didn't even, I didn't expect this to happen with the Mavs, although I knew the Mavs was going to kind of go through the Clippers in any fashion. But whatever they got cooking right now, they're going to be a tough match for the round two. Tough
Well,
match for whoever they go up against round two. Oh, is it OKC? Oof, yeah. Anyway,
uh-huh.
it's going to be a tough match, but I will say this: we still on, still talking about the Mavs. I'll let you finish your Mavs talk because I want to go back to the Clippers real quick. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm done with the Mavs. Go ahead, switch over.
Okay, again, are we seeing the playoff James Harden? This is what it looks like again. I just am so.
Yep.
It's so disappointing, right? It's just so disappointing. And let's just say that James Harden will never be who you want him to be in the playoffs.
Okay.
I just can't. I just don't like. If you get remotely physical with James Harden, his whole game is just screwed. He just don't know what to do. If he can't get separation, it's a wrap. He don't know how to handle it. He don't want to be.
Hmm.
You can't be physical with him. That's it. If too bad we can't take the regular season and make the regular season games a playoff games, then maybe he'll go off. But true to fashion, right on schedule. Here's James
Yep.
Harden with duds. I'm like, oh my gosh,
7 little points from James Harden, but the
unbelievable.
kicker was 22 points combined from PG and Harden, and they both looked so bored on the bench, along with Kawhi. Like Kawhi, oh my gosh. I know earlier you said that Kawhi should probably sit out
Mm-hmm.
this series.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he basically did, right? He played one little game and he
Mm-hmm.
slowed down the tempo. But when I tell you that him sitting on the bench is like watching paint dry when his team is fighting for their lives in this series, it's just ridiculous. I
If
think the Clippers are going home in this series.
absolutely, 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 get ready, get your fishing gear, 100%. You know what? If you cannot play in the game, at least be engaged in the game on the sideline. But if you think
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard is gonna get his tail up off the seat at any point, only time he will move is during halftime and at the end of the game. But if you think he about to get up and even remotely try to give you some encouragement on the sideline, you can forget about it. You can forget
I
about it.
know.
Nothing. No facial expression. No movement. He is actually is that really him or is it a statue? Who is
It
it?
might be. It's a body double. It's some. I just can't believe. I just can't believe what I'm seeing. It's like Earth to Kawhi Leonard. It's just like, hello. There's a
Right.
game going on in front of you. These are your brothers on the court fighting for their lives, and you look like he at home watching Netflix or something.
He looked like he's not even real. That's what he looks like. He looks like you say, he looks like, for me, like a statue. You say a body double. Is that really Kawhi Leonard? I need somebody to do a test. Next time they play, if he goes to Dallas, because that's where they'll be next, can somebody poke him? Just poke him. If you listen to this podcast and you happen to be at the Dallas Mavericks Clippers final game, because I believe it'll be their final game, and you sit up close enough where you can poke Kawhi Leonard, can you poke him in the back to see if he moves? I want to know. Do they carry him in and sit him in that seat, and then that's just who that person or that whatever that thing is? It's ridiculous. I need a little bit more. I'm not saying he has to go out. Maybe that's I don't expect him to be a leader. I've already said that he's not. That's not his design, right? But can you give me some type of emotion, just a little bit?
Yeah. Can I
A
get a high five? Can I get something?
Can you
Lord,
blink twice? Can you blink
yeah,
twice?
yeah, yeah. It was
Mm-mm,
horrible. Okay,
mm-mm.
so ah,
Ridiculous.
oh, that's funny. Yeah. Okay, so what's going on tonight? Now these games should be pretty good, right? I hope so.
Ooh, they got to the NBA. Y'all have to redeem yourself because the Wednesday night games was a but they were bogus. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do. Why would we even? Commissioner, can you say, all right, y'all? You know what? We're not gonna waste the fans' time. All the popcorn is free. I mean, give the people something in the stands because they wasn't getting nothing. It was ridiculous. But anyway, tonight we looking at possible go homes. Who going home tonight? Who's going home tonight? If anybody
Okay.
is anybody going home tonight? I hope so.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Who?
Bucks are going home tonight for
You say the
sure.
Bucks are going home?
Oh yeah, in Indiana. Come on now. Chris Middleton can't do a repeat performance. They
Hmm.
going home. Although I did see on Twitter X that Giannis and Dame are thinking about coming back tonight. If they come back tonight, then I'm gonna
Ooh.
change my prediction. But yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. We're gonna get a game seven. What? Okay. So if Giannis and Dame, okay, what if Dame comes back? Dame comes back.
Uh
Mm-mm.
I think yeah, either one. If one of them or both of them come back, then we go into a game seven, which I cannot wait to see.
Okay. But if neither one of them come back, Bucks will be going fishing. Got it.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. However, the next one, the Knicks and Sixers. Ooh, girl, it's gonna be
Yeah.
in Philly. Ooh.
Uh-huh. How about the CEO of Fanatics purchased a boatload of seats for the game tonight so that he could give them out to Philadelphia Sixer fans because he did not want the Knicks to show up the way they did earlier in the season in the series.
Ooh. I'm telling you, that last game, I said, whose house is it? I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't
Hmm.
believe it. So yeah, Sixers fans got to show up. But if they go home tonight, oh my God. You
Yeah,
think the
well, the
Sixers
way
gonna let
Maxi.
blame Maxie?
No, Matt, blame Embiid out there hobbling and stuff. I still think he's probably doing more harm than good for the Sixers and for himself for the future of the franchise. He just can't be out there in the way, you know?
He can't be out there in the way, especially if he don't find himself getting rebounds. If you can't get some rebounds, Joel, and be big as you are, tall as you are, strong as you are, at least do that. Maybe if he just hovers under the basket and gets some rebounds, offensive or defensive rebounds, perhaps it'll help save his body. But him sitting out on the perimeter, I can't do it. I don't want to see that. Mm-mm.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Okay, so
if the Knicks were smart enough, they would use his inability to be 100% to their advantage. Not that I want them to do any dirty work. Don't do that because I hate to see that on the court. But at least, figure out a way to kind of slow him down even more. They got this game in the bag.
it was definitely a heartbreaker for the New York Knicks, right? Because I thought they won. I think they were up 7 points with like 20 something seconds. Tyrese Maxey came to the rescue for the Philadelphia 76ers in the last game. And I know the Knicks are going to take that with them into the Sixers arena and try to get a beat down, as
Oh
they
yeah,
should, right?
as they should. I need a clear sighting from Dante DiVincenzo in this game. I need a clear sighting. I need for him to really get over it and get back gritty, get back. Because he hasn't really shown up in the last two games since he got his eye scratched. So I'm gonna need for him to really this is the game where I'm gonna need a true sighting from him. This game. Hmm. Yep.
Yes, because I don't know how much longer I can sit there and watch Jalen Brunson throw up 30 shots a game. It's just too much. As much as I love watching him play. He should not be shooting the ball that many times. He should not feel like it's on him or not at all. Like
Right.
Josh Hart, I need you to hit your free throws at the end of the game.
Hello.
Ridiculous.
Don't do that again. Right. Exactly. Hardenstein, watch your foul trouble. Don't do that. The Knicks need you on the court. They don't need you sitting on the bench. No, not unless you're resting and it's a scheduled rest, but not because you're in foul trouble. They don't need that. No.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm looking forward to a game seven in this series.
Ooh, that's gonna be a nail biter. You hear me? That game 7 will be in Madison Square Garden, right?
Yep.
Ooh.
Hmm.
I think it's gonna go 7 though. I feel it. Sixers are not
Yeah.
gonna let this pass. They winning tonight.